These are the best characters in Marvel Future Revolution. In this video, I'm counting down the top 8 with my brother CubsFan Han. CubsFan Han, how are you, my brother? How have you been? How are you?
I'm ready to hear the wrong list. We did the right list on my video. Now we're gonna hear the wrong list.
Yeah, so I know you guys just heard some nonsense from CubsFan Han. So yeah, what we did on your channel, we went and counted down his version of this top 8, and what we're gonna do now is count down my top version or my best version of this top 8. And then what I want you guys to do is check out his list and let me know. Come back here, let me know why my list is better. But without further ado, let's start with the list here. I guess we'll start with the bottom, and this is the bottom tier. Some of the worst characters in the game. And with that said, all of these characters can be good if you put the right amount of investment in these characters. I think where the line comes with these characters is some of these characters you're gonna have to invest a lot more to make them good. Some characters you're gonna have to invest a lot less to make them good. And the character that I think you have to invest the most in to make him a usable character towards the end game, towards the beginning game, is this guy, Star-Lord.
Look at your Star-Lord though. He's looking pretty sexy. He's got like the good hair going on. That's it almost looks like Captain America there to me.
hey, you know the theme that I like here, but Star-Lord, decent character, and he just got a buff. Now, Cubs, in your opinion, did that buff really help Star-Lord here?
So I have to be honest. My opinion is based on other people. I haven't played with Star-Lord yet, and so let's just make that clear. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like this buff speaks to how bad Star-Lord was, because even with the buff, he's just not cutting it for a lot of people. Even with the buff.
Yeah, he has decent damage. He has some decent damage. Yeah. His stats are okay, but that's kind of about it. He doesn't really shine in PvP. He's probably one of the worst PvP characters in the game. And then not very good in PvE content either. So not really a place for him to shine. So hopefully he gets a little further buffs as the devs look to try to balance this game. But are you ready to move on with this list?
Yeah, we don't want to talk too much about Star-Lord.
All right, so this was a character that I was very excited to use in the beginning. I heard before soft launch that this was a very good character, but I gotta say, Storm, little disappointing.
All right,
with what I originally thought about Storm. Excellent for damage. That doesn't change. Yeah, here's what does change as you start to build her up towards that late game PvP, and as you can see. I haven't built up my Storm yet. This is from the Valley Club. She really falls off at those higher levels. Great crowd control, a lot of AoE, very squishy though, and doesn't really offer a lot, and doesn't really dominate in PvE game modes because of her squishiness, and doesn't really dominate in PvP game modes because there's some characters that do it a little better. What are your thoughts on Storm? How disappointed are you that she's coming in at this level here?
I think you're wrong. I think Captain Marvel's worse than Storm personally, but I still think that Storm is very disappointing, especially for what she was like in the pre-launch. I think a lot of us were really amped about Storm because we're big X-Men fan, and it just felt like Storm was going to be really solid, and she's got very solid utility, and it just feels like her DPS fell off in the higher levels. She wasn't hitting anybody.
Yeah, I mean, she's a character that just got buffed as well in this recent patch last week. No. Do you think having her break more guards really did anything to raise her level? Obviously a little bit because she's not rated as low for you, but what do you think that did anything for her?
I'd hope that it did, but I'm not hearing a lot of chatter on it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the everything I'm seeing about Storm, good AoE, good crowd control, but kind of lacks that single target punch, which is why I had her rated at this level. So
the single target is really important in this game. I mean the crowd control, there's places for it, but without the single target, you're going to suffer in this game. Yeah.
Now, do you know has some decent single target damage?
Captain America. Is he gonna be your number 6?
No, he's not gonna be my number 6. It is gonna be Captain Marvel. You got the captain part right, but she does have some decent single target damage, which is why I rated her a little bit above Storm.
Okay.
Now the other thing is, both of these characters, they're not really great in PvP. They're not. They're you're not gonna use Captain Marvel in PvP. You're not really gonna use Storm in PvP, but Captain Marvel does have value in PvE content. They clear up some of these bosses, and I think some of that is because of her single target damage. So take that, Storm. Captain Marvel's a little higher than you. So what are your impressions of Captain Marvel?
Yeah, so again, this is gonna go off of with Captain Marvel. She's not a character I've used. This is going more off of what I'm hearing about her. But I'm kind of hearing reports that she just doesn't seem to be cutting it in terms of the damage output nearly as much as others. The single target damage could be a factor that does elevate her above Storm. I can actually see where you're coming from, but I still think, based on the pulse of the community that I'm kind of paying attention to, I think that Storm would be above Captain Marvel personally.
Yeah, and like I said at the beginning of this list, all these characters can be good if you build them right, put the right resources in. But I think as a starting character, or like if you're looking for versatility or ease of use, this is where I would rate them. All right, are you ready for the next one on the list? Little disappointing with this. That's the disappointment tier. Captain Marvel, Storm, and Star-Lord. Are you ready to move up into the next tier?
So we're at number 5 now, right?
We're at number 5. We're moving up into the second tier. You're right. It is Captain America. Surprise, surprise.
He's not a homer. He's not a homer. All right.
No. All right. So
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I gotta say, I was like regretting choosing this as my main for a while now, over a month, probably very early on into soft launch. But as you guys know, as you pick a main, it's very hard to switch with all the cards that you're getting through. All of them. I would have picked someone in the next tier up. He's the only character in tier 2 right now. So he's in his own category. Not one of the worst, not one of the best. Now, I think obviously PvP, he's not a very good PvP character, but where I think he shines is in PvE content.
Especially the group PvE.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because hands down, he is the best tank in the game. But where he falls off a little is, we discussed this on your video, what do we need tanks for in the game right now?
Well, and who else is a tank? Like, so he's the best tank in the game. He's the only tank in the game, man.
He's got to be good at something. He's good at tanking. Who cares if we need tanking in the game right now? He's the best one at it.
He's good at it. He is good at it.
and while he may not be as fast as some other characters, he can't fly. While he might not have the damage output, he's got that survivability, which makes him very good for newer players starting off with some PvE content. So I think there's some value for Captain America. Just he's one of these characters to get him to shine at those higher levels, especially in PvE content, or excuse me, PvP content, like the Dark Zones, like Omega Wars. You're gonna have to invest a lot into him, way more than some of these other higher characters. But we got an X factor with Captain America. I think he's fun to play. Just as long as you're not in Dark Zone or Omega War. Those are the only, and maybe Dimensional Duel. But in other content,
just like half the game,
just the game that you have to play a lot every day. But the other stuff, is really good. But I think he's a very fun character though. So that is where he comes up on the list. All right, are you ready for the next one?
Yes. Let me predict. Let me predict who you're going to put at number 4. I don't know who you're going to put at number 4.
Before you make your prediction, these next 4 characters, they're all in the top tier list. So top tier is coming up.
They're all pretty good.
They're all very good. So I like all of these characters. With that said, who are you predicting for this spot here?
I think you're going to have Spider-Man here.
All right, coming at number 4 is Black Widow.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Really?
I think so. I think Black Widow's higher.
Let me know. All right.
Okay, make your case. Make your case.
Here's the list. Black Widow, excellent single target damage, maybe the highest single target damage in the game.
Which is why she's so valuable.
But as you can see, I have my Black Widow about 320K. This is based on what the Valley Club told me. After about 500, 600K, she falls off in comparison to her damage. A lot of people were thinking that she was so good. They were comparing 500K when they were around 500K. As you get to these higher levels, her damage, a lot of that stuff falls off. Now, as you can see, I'm not at that level. I have not seen that yet.
Right.
So this is a lot of what the Valley Club is telling me here.
Okay.
So
and that's right. I mean, that's what a lot of this is for us. Is we're there's only a handful of people who have invested enough time into this game to actually know every single thing about every single character, right? I mean, you'd have to be playing the game for 12 hours a day to understand that. And
Who could do something like that? My goodness.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I think in PvP, there's two really, really good characters. Her and another character that we're going to talk about on this list. But she does a lot. She has debuffs. She has a damage. She goes into stealth with her ultimate, which, like you mentioned, is a very different ultimate than every other character. Right. Because it doesn't do damage. Throws her into stealth, which is very good because if you can't see her, you can't hit her. So that gives her some level of survivability. But yeah, she's for PvP. She's for single target damage. If you need another role on your team, she's probably not the character to choose.
Yeah, and so here's what I think about Black Widow.
Yes,
her biggest pitfall is that she's kind of squishy, right? She's easy to take out. This comes down to the user, okay? If you're good at timing how to use that stealth right and get around people, you can make up for that squishy nature that she has and wreck people with that high single target damage. And so I think if you're playing on auto, yeah, I think there I am trying to say Captain America now. Just like
I did on your video. I was talking about another character. I kept saying Captain America, so it's contagious. The cap is spreading to you, brother.
I blame you. So anyway, if you're trying to use Black Widow on auto, then yeah, I think this is probably about where I put her. But if you really learn how to use this character and time that stealth right, I think she's a better character than number 4 in the game, personally.
Okay. Well, I like her. I think she's great. I haven't got to that 500.
Yeah, she's still great. Yeah.
I haven't got to that 600K. So a lot of this lowered rating is based on what I've been told. So, but yeah, as far as what she's done for me personally, very, very good character. All right. Now, I know a lot of people like these characters. All these are in the top tier, but coming in number 3 is this guy, Iron Man. One of the most versatile characters in the game, has a lot of damage. He's got some debuffs. He's great in PvP. He's great in PvE. Versatility is what I think of with Iron Man. Where do you have him on your list? I think he's one of the best PvE characters in the game.
I've got him in the top 4 as well. I love Iron Man. He's going to be my first level 100. I'm finally getting there like this week. I'm going to have him at level 100. Nice. I'm kind of sad to see yours only at level 22. He's so fun. Yeah, but I love that Marvel Now suit. That's a good suit right there. That's clean.
All right, so
he's got some of the best costumes in the game. I think.
I like some of the Storm's costumes that she has there, and Captain America's a lot of similar costumes. There's so many another reason that Captain America is in that tier 2. But these characters have some good costumes. But yeah, damage, debuffs, very good, and versatility, and he has bots. He has bots there that make it confusing sometimes. Sometimes you're like, oh, should I attack this one? Oh, is that even the real Iron Man? No, it's not. All right. Yeah.
So another big underrated part about Iron Man, I think, that doesn't get discussed enough as well, is how many abilities he has that you can equip that have high guard break. You could build a set of, I think, 4 abilities at once that are classed as high guard break when you get them leveled up enough, and that's just, the guard break is invaluable.
Yeah, that's something I noticed on my own Captain America. As they increased that in this last update, bosses just freezing, getting stunned. I'm like, oh, yeah. And even opponents in PvP. So yeah, guard break is very, very underrated, and curious to see what they're going to do with that in the future. All right, we are getting into the 2 best characters in the game. Are you ready for number 2?
Okay, I'm definitely thinking that your number 2 is going to be Spider-Man.
You are right.
Yeah.
You're the clairvoyance of you, Cubs fan. Huh? That is why you're my favorite Cubs fan. Screw the Cubs fan Greedo. CubsFan Han, baby. All right. Spider-Man, number 2 on the list. And the reason that I think he's coming in at number 2, I think he's overtaken Black Widow for the number 1 PvP character in the game.
Okay. So yeah, and that's got to be the dodge, right?
The dodge. Yeah, if you can't hit him, you can't. If you can't hit him, you can't damage him. You're not going to kill him. Awesome dodge. I mean, he has damage. He has crowd control. A little squishy, but the dodge makes up for that. So what are your thoughts on Spider-Man? I know this is a character that you are really interested in building.
Yeah, I want to build him. So here's the bottom line. Spider-Man understands the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Nice. Was that off the top of your head? I couldn't do that.
You never seen dodgeball, dude?
I did, but I not so many times that I could do that off the top of my head. That is good.
That's like my favorite movie. No, his dodge makes him so annoying. Yeah, Spider-Man. I need to see Spider-Man play dodgeball now.
But between his dodges and his spider webs that stun you, and I can't move, he is so annoying in PvP. So yeah. I think based on what I've seen, does Spider-Man do to my Captain America, and based on what Black Widow's doing now, I think he is overtaking that spot. All right, Absolutely. So this is gonna be a big shock. Who do you think is gonna be coming at number 1 on the list?
Magic.
Magic. Oh,
I mean, the master of magic.
Oh, you're looking too far into the future, because maybe Magic will be the number 1 character in the game. But as it is right now, it is a different magical character. It is Doctor Strange, and kind of like Iron Man, he comes on this list because of his versatility. Great in PvP, great in PvE. Probably a little better in PvE nowadays than PvP, because so dominated by Black Widow and Captain America. I was going to say Captain America again, Black Widow and Spider-Man, but Doctor Strange is very good as well, and lots of versatility. How much have you used Doctor Strange? How versatile has he been for you?
So he's one of the characters I haven't built yet, and probably my biggest regret is that I haven't spent time on him yet. But seeing I've seen a lot of footage with him. I've played against him in Dimensional Duel plenty of times, and just kind of generally getting the pulse of the community. I think this is consensus number 1. I don't think that it's really close based on what I'm hearing from people. And also that suit that you had on him just now, that was clean.
You like that? He still has that suit.
That is clean.
I like it. And I like Doctor Strange. There's many ways that you could build him. Between the specialization and choosing his skills, you could build him as a damage dealer. You could build him as a support character. You could build him as a character that has all these summons that come around and makes it tricky. There's a bunch of different ways to build him, and he's excellent for crowd control. He's excellent for support. Excellent for single target damage. It really depends on how you want to build him. That's why I think he's the top character in the game, because of versatility. And he flies, so that he's a lot faster than Captain America. That is it though, guys. Like I said, we did this list on your channel, Cubs. So I want you guys to go over to Cubs' channel. I want you to watch that video and then come back here and tell me why his list was wrong.
It's wrong. You're wrong.
Was wrong.
Why I'm right.
All right. Do what you feel, guys. Watch both videos. Let me know your opinion. And Cubs, thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Give me that Hulk fist bump before you go. There it is. ValleyFlyin CubsFan Han.